hands. Sorry, I'm putting some lotion on my hands. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I wash my hands so many times a day that my skin is so dry. Anyway, so I'm just rubbing in that lotion so that I don't get it all over my fabrics. So how is everyone today? Let's see. Let's go in here and pull myself up on Facebook. Well, hello, whoever joined me. You haven't popped up yet, but hopefully you will shortly. Give me just a second here. Oh, there we are. Yay. Well, hey, Miss Sheila, you made it. Cool. Well, that or you're at your appointment and watching with me. So as you see behind me is the top to the quilt. It is like ours and it's not like ours, because the background fabric on the one we're working on, or at least that I'm working on here, which, you know, some of the, hey, Miss Kathy. So some of the, I think the thing up further away, holy moly. Okay. So the background fabric that I actually had laid out for it is a white batik. It's quite beautiful, but it's very, very white. In fact, it's so white you almost can't tell. Oh, you're in the driveway? Welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you guys got to join me today. Oh, we're up to 5. Hey, welcome, everybody. I'm so glad to see that you're on. Miss Jerry. Oh, thank you for joining. Yay. Okay. So what I was just saying was that the quilt behind me is the one that we're making. The background is a little bit different. Hey, Miss Debbie. The background is a little bit different because in actuality, the fabric that I'm using is this fabric right here, which is a white batik. You can feel that it's a batik because it has that feel, but really, honestly, I can't see it. So it kind of looks like a bed sheet, but it's a lot thicker than a bed sheet. Anyway, so this is actually what I am using. See if we can kind of make it look like there, see, just like that. Okay, so hey, Miss Susan, she made it too. Gosh, you guys, it's great that you're here. I'm so happy. Okay, so the block that we're working on today is these 4 right here. Okay, these are the focus blocks. They're the easiest block because I wanted us to start with something easy and kind of, you know, work our way into the hard stuff. Hey, Miss Janice, she's here too. Yay! Hail, hail, the gang's all here. So it is so great to be back. I was loving the time off and hating it at the same time. There were times I just wanted to jump on, and I probably should have, but anyways, okay, let's just dive right in here. Yes, I'm so glad you made it. Yes, everything is batik. Pretty much, yep, everything that's up here, it's all batiks. Even the blue-ish fabric. It is actually, for a batik, it's actually very, very thin. I have a lot of it, and so I was just using it to try the cuts to see if I could get it within the amount of fabric that the pattern allowed for. So my program told me, okay, you need this much fabric, and so I go in and I cut it. I have probably cut that one piece of fabric, that 1 5/8 inch piece of fabric. I think I'm up to 4 times, just trying to make sure that I can get it all in there and make sure that it's gonna fit, because I don't want to tell you 1 5/8 and then bam, you actually need 2 yards. Now, if you bought the kit that I put together for this, it actually gives you a few extra inches for a just in case. But I have found that following kind of the diagram that I wrote out, that you will definitely make it all the way through there and still have just a little bit left over. But if you didn't get that, don't worry. The requirements, the fabric requirements are on the paper, and if you follow that, you should be fine. And I think what some other people have done is, if they've decided on what they're going to do for the fabric, they just cut a little piece off and just taped it right to the fabric requirements, so they knew what color they were using for, you know, which one. All right, so we talked about a focus fabric. Now, as you can see up here, I kind of did it real simple in that the picture on the outside corners made up this one and this one. But then I was looking at it, and, you know, as much as I like that Polynesian, I really liked the big panel the best. And so I went in and I just cut out some sections of the big panel that kind of struck my fancy. So I cut out that, and then this one that says Polynesia. And then I kind of off-cut this one just to kind of make it a little bit different. And there were other blocks in there that I found, like this one says Sunrise in Florida, which I thought was really neat, or the Sunrise on the Florida coast. This is what it actually looks like if you do 6.5 inches. So basically you're cutting out the whole little swirly block. And then of course, the cute little bird. The ones I decided to go with today are this one, not on point. This one has the Polynesia in it, so that it actually has the name of the quilt inside into the wall hanging, or whatever you want to use it for. Then there's this one. I love starfishes. Beaches, that's my thing. I love beaches. Okay, and then of course I decided to go with this one because I don't have it on the other one. On the other one I picked the seahorse and the starfish, and then I did the bird. But it was a little off-center, so you got that little boat in the background too. So anyways, okay. So that's what we're going to start with. These, you're going to cut these in 6.5 by 6.5. Now, hopefully you've already done that. If not, go ahead, take the time, go ahead and do it. We're going to keep going. You can always back this up or watch it again. It will be posted later tonight. After I finish, we'll post it to Facebook, plus it will also go to YouTube. So you can always watch it on YouTube over and over again if you like. And I will also have, hopefully, the cutting instructions for the next one. But you should have that on there. Okay, just while I'm on here and trying to cover everything, I do have, some of these are going to require templates, because the cutting directions just don't give you enough information to say, okay, start 2 inches here, cut from here across this corner, so you don't want to do that. So the templates will actually help you. I have a set of the templates. Each one is saved for each day. If you want me to send you the templates, I need you to send me your email address so that I can email them to you. And I will email the morning before the next one. So after this, I can email you the templates for tomorrow's, and then tomorrow morning I will email you the templates for the next day. Yeah, we'll kind of keep it the day ahead of time. Also, and I will be doing the normal where I tell you what size to cut on the, somewhere around here is my, yep, there it is. Okay. So I have day 2, and I have checked it and rechecked it so that I don't have to make another amendment. Sorry about that, y'all. I realized after I had sent out the day 1 that I actually only did it for one fabric, the light blue one. And there are actually 4 different fabrics. So I had to make sure I went back in and listed the other 3 fabrics, because I was just looking on one sheet of paper and it only called for the blue fabric, and my brain wasn't in gear, which we all know that happens quite a bit. I don't know if it's my age, or some people like to joke about being blonde, or what it is. But anyways, so that is that. Okay. So I already have the next one ready. It's already written out. I have the templates. I've been taking a picture and sending the templates at the same time. There is a marker on the paper that shows 1 inch. So as long as you can get that within up to about a 1 inch copy, zoom it or, lower it, whatever you need to do to make it work as a 1 inch thing, then you should be good as far as it fitting on the block that you're going to try to cut. Okay. Now, I think I might have to make a few adjustments, because I feel like my camera is way over. And so I think I'm going to need to move it over just a little bit. But let me just kind of clear this out of the way. And I'm going to angle it down. We're going to set these off to the side. I'm missing one here. What did I do? Oh, there it is. Okay. I got all 4 of my blocks right here. I'm going to set those off to the side, because those are not going to change. The very next piece you need 4 of these. You have 1 of each. They are 7 3/16. Should be on the page. 7 3/16. These blocks right here are what's going to go on the outside of that first block. Okay? Then, gotta find my fabrics over here. Not that one. Okay. And then the other blocks you're going to need, you should have done 8 of the focal, of the whites. and these were 6 7/8 inch. Okay, these we're only going to do one cut. It's going to go from one corner down to the other corner, creating 16 triangles. Okay, each block is going to require 4, so that's why we need 16. So 4 times 4 is 16. Trust me, I've been doing this in my head over and over again, trying to make sure I have enough. I had already messed it up once. Actually, I messed it up like 3 times, but anyways, that's okay. I keep going over the numbers in my head. 4 times 4 is 16. So we need 16 triangles, and so 8 blocks will make 16 triangles. Okay. For these, and I would, if you can cut them all at one time, you go right ahead. But I'm going to tell you right now, I keep messing it up. So I am only going to cut one at a time. I need my 8-inch block, which, by the way, my dear sweet Miss Janice, I love my ladies, but so I have this wonderful template here, not template, ruler, and I love it, but I don't love it because when I'm using it, you know, it just slides all over the place. So I was at Miss Janice's the other day, and she had something on hers, and I was asking her about it. She said, oh, well, you know, I bought this can of stuff and sprayed it on there, and it keeps it so it doesn't slide. Isn't that nice? It is so cool. Anyway, so I finally found a can, got a can of it, and I did most of my rulers that are not Quilter Select because they have their trademark one on the back of it. And I love my Quilter Selects, and that's why I sprayed, because I absolutely love that I can put it on and it's not going to slide around. Because sometimes when I'm cutting, you know, with my rotary cutter, it's kind of sliding off to the side, and I always wind up with the wrong cut. So it's great to have that on there. So I took the time, and with about 3 or 4 of my rulers, I actually even had to pull off the little thingies I put on there that didn't really work anyways. So that being said, that's done. So what we want to do is we want to find the center and make sure that we are going to cut these right down the center. We're going to cut, nope, not with that one, because that is definitely not long enough. Let's see. Let's try the 9.5. Yeah, that's not quite long enough either. Okay. I guess I'm going to have to resort to the big Mama Jamma. My big one. Okay. So we're going to very simply go from one corner to the other. Now, you have a couple options here. You can go ahead and draw the line so it doesn't mess up, because you're going to be cutting all 4 corners. So we're going to cut this one just like this. Then, now here's where a turnabout thing would work out really, really well, because all you would need to do is turn the mat turny thing. Don't you just love my technicals? And then we're going to place it back down again and make another cut. Okay. So now you should have 4 corners. Okay. And these, each one of these, and you got to decide which colors you want on what. Now you could use, if you have your own fabric, you could use all the same color to go around your blocks, but I like that they're different colors. So what you're going to do is, this is just going to be, you're going to measure it kind of even. And if you wanted to put like a straight line, this point should be on your straight line. But it's going to be over just slightly, but you want this point in the very center. Okay, so that's going to keep you centered. All right, so let's go ahead and cut the rest of these, and then I got to try and remember which blocks I want to put them on. I don't remember. I will figure that out in just a moment. And uno momento. I think this one I definitely wanted it to be the yellow. So this one I'm going to do the yellow. So let's grab the yellow. Now I was saying you could do it a couple of different ways. If you find the back of the fabric, and batiks are so hard to find the back of the fabric. Get your Frisian pen out, and you can just go ahead and mark it real quick. And then turn it and mark it again. And this way, if when you turn it, it gets out of whack, you don't have to worry about whether or not you're right on the money. Okay. That line is actually a little bit off. Okay. So now we're going to go back and we're going to go ahead and cut that right down the middle.
Mimi.
Yeah, sweetie, I'm on live. Is it something that Grandpa can help you with?
No, I need to show you something on my tablet.
Okay, well, Grandpa's going to have to help you with that, okay?
But something's really scary.
What?
There was the deadest mouse.
Oh, my goodness.
Wait.
A dead mouse, and the dog found it, huh?
Wait, maybe that's a rat.
Well, that could be. Rats are bigger than mice. Mice are small, rats are big.
Look.
Listen, I can't, honey. Sorry, guys. I'm on live, honey, which means I'm talking to other people, okay? Get Grandpa to help you, okay?
Mama,
Sorry, y'all.
showed you.
Grippy non-slip coating. Thank you. It is ODIF Grippy non-slip coating. I love this stuff. She got hers from Missouri Star Quilt Company, and I think I got mine. Oh, I don't know. I ordered a big old thing of Best Press, and when I did, I went ahead and got that as well. And now I can't think of for the heck of me where I got that from. Anyways, okay, but I love it. It actually works very, very well. What's the name of the spray? Oh, that's it. Sorry, Miss Kathy. I'm reading backwards here. Some of them pop up right up and some don't. Okay, so I'm going to put those with that one because I know that's the one I want that with. And I think I was going to go with this one for this. And yeah, we're going to leave the blue. Yeah, that one blue and this one's going to be the dark blue. Okay, so I'm going to put that right there. And trying to think. I do actually have a rotating mat, but I'm not 100% sure what I did with it at the moment. I think it's over at my other Martelli table. Yep, Amazon has it. You know, maybe that's where I got it from. That might have been where I got it was Amazon, because I was picking up a couple things and I thought, well, I'm gonna see if they have it. So I looked it up and sure enough, they did, and they had my gallon of Best Press, which I got the unscented because I know we've talked about this, the scents in the, I feel like I'm choking on them when I do my ironing. I spray it and I feel like it's getting in my throat and my mouth. It's very nasty. Okay. I got that one. Goes with that one. And then the last one we're going to do is the dark blue one. Where will that dust come from? Okay. Last cut. Now, for the next ones, this one's fairly easy, but for the next one, we're going to do all the cutting ahead of time. So hopefully I can get you some videos out, decent videos out, that will explain the cutting on it. Because there are a couple of star cuts that the very first time I did them, I was kind of like, what? What? Had to do them several different times before it made sense. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, let's get this off to the side here. Let me move my camera over and I will be right back. Yeah, dear.
Okay.
Okay, okay.
But Papa, I mean, it was a rabbit, but I sure was a tail, but that's not tail.
Okay, okay. Listen, if you want to, I'll help you with it after I'm done, okay?
Okay.
Okay. You know how things can be a catastrophe to young children. God bless her. She's all distressed over a rat. All right. Let me get these out of the way. I'll probably have to come back to those later. All right. Now here's where you can do some of the chain piecing. You have a couple of options on this. You can do one side, then do the other side, and then start the next block, do one side, then the other side. I kind of did it both ways, where I put the one corner on and then did all the same corners. And then I did one time where I did the corner and then put the other side on and then picked up the next block. So you do whatever works for you. And I need my glasses for this. So I was actually, let me turn my tablet here so I can see in case anybody else has a comment. Still trying to get the swing of things here. So I actually looked up on the internet last night, and there is a condition where you have phantom smells. You smell things that you know aren't there. And so for the last probably week or two, I have been smelling cigarette smoke. I hate cigarette smoke. And I have been smelling cigarette smoke, and I just didn't know what it was, and I couldn't figure it out, and I thought, okay, great, my brain is frying out. That's what it is. So I look, and actually there is a condition, and it makes perfect sense, because the first thing they said is it has to do with sinuses, that you could have something going on in your sinuses, and that's why you're smelling it. So I had no idea that there was such a thing, but apparently there is. And I don't remember, it was like Polynesia or something like that. Had the name of like rhinoceros, which I thought was fairly interesting. There's of course all kinds of other things on there. They talked about, you know, having a stroke causes that smell, the smell of like burnt toast, burnt rubber, things like that. But I'm pretty sure it has to do with my sinuses. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this on. Oh, you know what? I talked about earlier, just a few minutes ago, about finding the center and keeping it lined up. So let's take a look. I got my handy dandy ironing board here. So what I was saying, and of course you'll want to iron this back out once you're done, is if you fold it over one way, just make a quick mark that way. And you could just go ahead and do it with a pen. And really all you need is you just need that mark up there at the top. So if we make a mark here, a mark here. So how's everybody been doing? How is your, you know, it was about 2 weeks before we were able to get back together. So I was wondering how everybody was doing. I know some people are going back to work. They've told me they're going to join. They'll just have to do it online, you know, after they get back from work. Which, thank you so much. I so appreciate you joining me, even though you're going back to work. Okay, so just line this up, and you should be able to use that line right down the center to make sure that it is right on point. Me, I just usually just line up the two dog ears to make sure that they're about the same size. Now, if for some reason you were to miscut that slightly, this would help to keep that in line, even though one corner might be cut more than the other corner. Okay. So one of the ways I did it was do the one side, go ahead and trim up those stray threads so they're out of your way, and then put the other side on. Matching up that corner and into the center. Remember, try to stay as true to your 1/4 inch as you can. And then find the next one. And I did find my little pressing foldy thing. I thing kind of fell off the map there for a little while. Finally turned up again. Actually, was moving the table, trying to do something, and that's when it popped up again. Okay. All right, and let's find the best side for this. And then I'm going to grab the next one. I don't like to have that wrinkle in there, only because it does make a little bit of a problem when you're trying to stitch it down, and that wrinkle could wind up folding over on you while you're stitching. So you want to make sure that you get those out of there, okay? I put my iron on a pulley system so that when I iron, the cord will pull out and then pull back in, so that it's not in my way. But in doing that, I have now made it dedicated to that ironing board. So I had to pull out my little one, which, by the way, is flat on the bottom. Yay! Love that part. Okay. So that goes to that one, and that goes to that. This one is going to be the light blue. Yep, okay. See if I can find the correct side. Oh, no, probably not. Okay, and then I'm just going to line it up and see if it's straight. I think I like putting a little corner in there. Okay, and then stitch it down. Now, believe it or not, you're going to be slightly over, so you can square that up later. And then the last one is yellow. So did everybody have a good time off? Get some stuff done? I know I saw Miss Sheila had quite a few things she finished up. Miss Kathy, and I saw some stuff Miss Janice was working on. It was so good to get a chance to visit with you guys. I didn't get the chance to visit with everybody, but it was so neat seeing the projects that you guys were working on. Okay, for this one, I'm going to need to go ahead and iron out so that I can put my next ones on. You know what I like about that little iron is it stays hot. I don't have to get it, you know, knock it over and make it come on again. It stays hot, and that's kind of nice. Just want to make sure I'm not missing any comments. Okay. Iron that open. I was actually going to try and have at least 2 of these finished before we ever got on here, but then I thought, no, I mean, might as well do it with everybody. Okay. And I have to tell you, normally I wash everything. If I'm going to work with the fabric, whatever it is, making masks, quilts, whatever, I pre-wash everything, but I did not pre-wash this. You know, it's kind of funny, this yellow fabric actually has some blues in it. I don't know what happened, but I looked, and sure enough, pretty much throughout the whole bolt, there's just little spots of blue in it. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but kind of neat though. I kind of like it. Okay, and then I'm doing the back side. And of course I have my first one on, so I know to pay attention. Well, hello, Miss Evelyn. The comments are making it hard to see what you were doing. You know, Miss Evelyn, I feel the same way, and that's why I actually have two going. I have the one that it's filming on, and then I have my tablet down here so that I can watch the comments. So either try two, or just swipe the comments to the right, and the comments will go away. And then you can always go back every once in a while and pull the comments back up. I don't know what else to do about that. For me, I just use two. And of course, you can always use two to watch. You can use your tablet and your phone, or your laptop and your phone. It just depends on, you know, what you have available to you. Because otherwise, I'm not sure, you know, I could dip it down a little bit more, but then my head would get cut off. Not that you guys necessarily want to see my face, but does that help you, Miss Evelyn? I'm sorry, I should have asked you that. But yeah, I definitely use two. Well, hello, Miss Roberta. Glad you could make it on. Okay, and then we're going to put another side on the blue one. Alright, so that's another side down. We're just going to snip that off and then snip between the twos. Okay, and then we're going to iron those open. The move worked. Good, good. I'm so happy, Miss Evelyn. Thank you so much. I know it can be a little bit kind of crazy. You should see what it's like when we actually turn it horizontal. Then it's really crazy. Anyways, all right, don't rub too much. Now everybody knows, and I'm definitely a guilty party for this, but you're actually supposed to set it down on these seams and not rub. But I am the worst for it, which, by the way, as you can see, my marks from because I had some marks on there from the Frisian pen, so the marks go away when you use your iron. So you can mark on your fabric with your Frisian pen, whether it's green, red, black, it doesn't matter, and it will go away once you put an iron to it. I have heard tell that there are some occasions where if you aren't careful and try it out, it will come back up either in the washer, dryer, but I've only had good luck with it. Cute mini ironing board. Well, thank you, Miss Melissa. Our wonderful little shop here in town happens to carry them. We had a interest in it on the last class, and her name, let's see, her name is Linda, and her shop is Bits and Pieces. She does have a website. It is not on the website, last I heard, but you can get on her website and call her up, and she can make arrangements to sell you one and then send it to you. So if you're interested in these wonderful little ironing boards, and I do love mine, I use it all the time, give her a call and she will be happy to sell you one. She has many, many different colors. I know I took a picture and loaded it up on my page here not that long ago so that everybody could see it, and some of the different pictures, some of the different fabrics that she had it in, and they're just so cute. And she has a lot of really cool fabric too, so feel free to kind of shop around her store. I actually got my first one, my first board, I actually got at the the quilt expo that we put on every 2 years through the Manatee Patchworkers. And I think I got mine 2 years ago, and just thought it was the neatest thing. And I wasn't used to spending $20 on a little item like that, but it was so worth it. It's like the best little bit of money I have spent. Now, Miss Melissa, I don't know if you've been following along or, you know, hearing what's been going on, but there are templates for these blocks. Not these so much. I mean, there are, but these are easy. You know, they're 6 and whatever square, and you just cut it this way or you cut it that way. But the next blocks are going to be a little more intricate. So if you would like me to send you the templates, I will do that for you. I can email them. I just need your email address or permission to email them to you. What's easiest for me is if you just go ahead and resend me your email address. That way I don't have to try and look it up. I went back into my MailChimp, which I just haven't quite got the hang of that one, to try to find an email earlier today, and it was a little bit of a challenge. One, I just couldn't remember my username and password. Good thing I write that stuff down. Anyway, so if you would like a copy of the templates that we'll be using for these next 3 blocks, just send me an email either through the SRQ Quilter or private message me through here. Whatever works best for you is good for me, and I will make sure they get to you the day before. So today, after this one, whoever I didn't send it to, I will be sending a copy of tomorrow's for cutting instructions and the templates, so you can go ahead and get started on them, because they can be a little bit of a challenge. But that's just it. This is not a beginner block. This is a little bit of a challenge, something to kind of get our blood pumping and test our mettle. It's not hard. It's just slightly above beginner is what I would say. I kind of thought that the easiest block, here, let's come over here. I really thought that the easiest block was going to be this block down here, and I have found that that was probably the most difficult of the blocks, was this one down here. This one, it really wasn't that hard. It was just a challenge for me because I kept trying to tell myself that it should be this, it should be that. And so when I finally turned my brain off and said, okay, just do it the way it says it, then it worked out just fine. Oh, you're moving? Oh, Miss Melissa. Wonderful. Let's see. The freezing pin comes back in extreme. Oh, extreme cold. You know, that makes perfect sense, Miss Sheila, that it would come back in extreme cold, because it's the extreme heat is what makes it go away. Interesting. Huh. You know, and the thing is, I wash everything in cold. I don't wash anything in hot unless it is something that needs to be de-somethinged. That's when I use hot water. Like if it needs to be sanitized or really cleansed, like towels, I will wash towels in hot water. I have been known to wash sheets in hot water, but for the most part, my clothes and quilts and things, those I do in cold water. Okay, so here's the first one. We are 3/4 of the way, or 2/3 of the way through this block. Okay, so here's the first one. All right, and that one was pretty easy because it was I did the 2 sides first, and you could go ahead and do the 2 other sides at the same time as well. Again, it's up to you. It's whatever you want to do. Let me turn just a little bit more this way. There we go. I was looking on Facebook, and well, hello, Miss Brenda. Welcome. I was looking on Facebook trying to find things to help me with the zooming and the turning of the phone and things like that, so I could kind of make it, you know, just try to give it a little more of a professional look. I mean, I got my studio light set up. I've got I even have a little microphone if I so choose to use it, but that means I have a cord going from here all the way to there. And so unless I'm up close and personal, I'd prefer not to use it. And then so I was kind of looking around on Facebook, and you know, there's really not that much out there. Facebook, or it was one of the sites that allow you that, you know, you can look up for equipment and things like that. It was one of those things, but I didn't really find anything that was going to work the way I needed it to. But, you know, if it was one of those videos where you could do the video, go in and edit it, that'd be great. I can make all the mistakes I want to and nobody would ever know. But unfortunately, that's not the way I do it. I am a live person. Everything I do is pretty much live. Even if you look at my videos, even though I stop and start them, it's not because of mistakes. It's because I needed a moment to finish up what I was working on, and then I start on the next thing so that I don't take up all your time. Okay, I've done that before too. Let's get that snipped out of the way. Oh, that created a whole bunch of problems. Okay. Now, where to go? Here we go. These are going to be so cute. But again, you can use whatever focal fabric you have. If you didn't get the kit, don't worry about it. You know, whatever you've got. And if you've looked, it doesn't require a lot. Some of those are only requiring 1/4 of a yard, or 3/8 of a yard, or 5/8 of a yard. One of them actually does require 1 whole yard, and the background fabric is 1 5/8. So you can accomplish a lot. Yeah, that would have been interesting. You can accomplish a lot with just a little bit of fabric. So just make sure you get the fabric requirements, and if you don't have them, let me know. I can send them to you. But they should be all over Facebook, all over my site on Facebook. That looks off. Let me take just a quick peek here. Yep, that does look slightly off. Okay. Alrighty. And do me a favor, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's always nice when I see people have subscribed. And then any videos I do put up, you'll see them pop up pretty much right away in your feed. Yep, that one's good. And the last one for this part. And then we move on to the white. And then we are almost done, ladies. Or ladies and gentlemen, whoever's on here. And I want you to know that I loaded up 4 full bobbins before I even started. I tried to be prepared today. But you know what? I am just not one of those very well prepared people. No matter what I do, there's something I've missed. Even just before we went on, I was like, oh, bathroom break. So. Okay. YouTube nice. Oh, thank you, Miss Melissa. Is the owner of it? Yes. Yes, Miss Linda. She's a sweetie. Oh, you're reading out a lot. Oh, wow, that is a. Ooh. That is a definite change. The mountains. Oh, I would love it. I would love the mountains. Miss Melissa says she's moving out of Los Angeles. Well, good for you. Good for you. I bet that's an interesting area. I've been to San Francisco, and that was just on a layover to my Hawaii trip. But I've been to San Francisco. We actually got stuck in San Francisco because there was only like an hour between the 2 flights for our Hawaii trip. There was only an hour between the 2 trips, and it was not enough to change planes, so they actually put us up in DoubleTree, and we just kind of paddled around San Francisco for a little while. And I tell you, I was amazed at all the things I saw in such a short time in San Francisco. Okay, so here's another block, and of course it's actually going to be like this when we're done, but here's another one. There's my green, and here's my yellow. I'll get a little bit closer. And here's my blue. I really like this one. Here's my blue. And then, of course, my dark blue. Now, she is going to be turned because that's the way I cut her block. Okay. All right. Now, let's come on over here. We're going to come back over to this side. I am slowly working on getting some really interesting things to hold up my quilts in the back. Obviously, I have this one up, but I had to bring out the big old stands again. So, okay. So here we have our 6 by 7/8 6 by 7/8, and we are going to cut those in half. We're going to cut them from one corner to the other corner, creating a double set of triangles. Okay. All right. And again, I honestly am not very good at cutting them all out at one time, so I think I will sandwich 2 or 3 of them and see if I can do 2 or 3 at one time. It never works out well for me. And that does not fit. So we will get that out of the way. Come back to our big Mama Jamma ruler over here. And cut away. Okay. 2. This is for one whole block. Now the other thing is this, I'm sure, has a front and a back. It is batik, which means you can't tell. I have no idea which one is the front, which one is the back. So we are not gonna worry about it. I know when I first looked at it after it came in, I was like, wow, this looks like bed sheet material, but it's not. It's actually quite thick and very nice quality. It's just very, very white. Okay, and there's another block. Off of there, because that's kind of a monk thing. That'll drive me crazy. I'm really not an OCD person, not even in any stretch of the imagination, but there are some things I just really like to have nice and straight. And keeping the little tags and stuff hanging off of that stuff is my idea of being OCD. Okay, so we're going to cut that from here to here. Another one, and then our last one. And I did notice that some of you did some reviews for me. Thank you guys so much, and they were so beautiful, such beautiful reviews. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. It did actually help my numbers come up a little bit after that guy, you know, made comments on there that he wasn't even a quilter and didn't even grade me, and I wound up with a 0. And I still don't quite understand what that whole thing was about. But I am going to reach down here and grab my little one, the one that I use the spray on, and just going to take these dog ears off real quick. And this would also be a good time to go ahead and check your block to make sure that it's squaring up well. Like right now I can tell this one is a little off on one corner, but that's okay. I got it kind of squared up there. And now, does everybody understand what I'm talking about when I say squaring it up? What I'm doing right now is not squaring it up, just so you know. This is just me taking my dog ears off. This block should measure a certain width, and you want to make sure that it is square all the way around. So I've got 9 inches. And it's slightly under 9 when you're going across this way. So we'll make up the difference when we put the second set of blocks on. One more down. Did anybody have anything interesting go on while I was off air for a little while? I know the mask making thing has definitely slowed down, at least for me anyways. I did promise my daughter I would have another set ready for her to take to the hospital, and she said the girls love the masks. And the masks I make for the hospital are the pleated ones. So I make them triple layered pleated masks, and I try to make a set of headbands with the buttons on them so that they can put the ear bands over the buttons instead of over their ears, and they seem to really like them. So it always feels good when someone likes, you know, something you've spent time on. But I did tell her, I was like, listen, if there's a problem, if something's not working out, you know, or if I need to adjust it, you know, let me know so I can do it. Because I've kind of modified that pattern like 4 times since I've started, trying to make it a little bit better, a little friendlier. I sent one to a family member, not the pleated, but the fitted one, to a family member, and they typed back, you know, how much they loved it and how comfortable it was. So that, it really made me feel good. It made me feel good that they found value in it. Okay. So anybody that knows that the last time I was on with putting makeup on, my eyes just kept watering and watering. So I thought, okay, I got makeup on today, but I don't have the mascara on. I didn't put the mascara on, so that's why I have no eyelashes right now. I know you guys don't really care, but that's okay. I just thought I'd mention that. Although my eyes are still watering. Okay. Now again, there is a right side and a wrong side, but I don't see it. So we're going to put this right here and here. And again, we're going to try and just keep that as centered as possible. Okay. So when we are done with each block should be 12.5 inches. So if you're going to square it up, you're going to square it up to 12.5 inches. And you're going to, I'm going to take this one off. I'll do the other side on these. But finished, when it's finished and it's on the quilt, the block will measure 12 inches. Because of course we're going to be doing a 1/4 inch seam all the way around, which is going to take up an extra 1/2 inch. If that makes sense. Hope it makes sense to everybody. Got a little bit of a crease right there. I'm going to hopefully iron that out. Maybe not. So someone I was talking to last night was sitting there ironing all their fabric. And I feel bad for them because this stuff is horrible as far as wrinkly. When it came in, it was pretty wrinkly, even on the bowls. And part of the problem with going back and forth is also you're changing the bias, the way the crosswise grain and the grain are going. So you're kind of pulling it when you probably shouldn't. So try not to follow everything I do. Okay, coming back here. Okay, line up those dog ears so that they should match on both sides of the block. Okay, and then we're going to take this one and we're going to do the same thing. My son wanted a headband for him. Oh, neat. I was actually trying to work on something that would allow our male nurses to have some kind of relief as well, but I just haven't been able to work it out. I was taking, you know, the bands that you put on the end of your glasses so that they stay right up here, and they're about that wide, and it looks like, to me, it looks like headliner material, like the stuff they use to make, to do the headliners in the cars, or the koozies. That's a good way to look at it, the koozies. So I was trying to find a way to do that with that, and I put buttons on them, and I just couldn't make it so it would stop sliding down the back of the head, so it kept sliding. So no matter what I did, it would kept sliding down the back of the head. I tried hot glue. I tried the stuff that goes on the bottom of the pajamas, the feety pajamas. I tried all that, and I can't quite get it to work the way I think it should work. So it's still a work in progress. But hey, if a guy wants a headband, I'm all for it. Especially because I'm sure it helps to save their ears. I missed you guys too. It was hard. I can't tell you how many times I just wanted to jump on and say hi, but I really needed the break. I really did. I really was starting to make myself sick. But you know what? No matter what, life has it's always going to have its own set of problems. So you just have to deal with it the best you can, and you know, decide what's important and what's not important. And to me, this is important. And I love being on here with you guys. I enjoy our camaraderie and the shared experience that we have doing this. So as long as you guys are enjoying it, I will keep it up as long as I can. I am still working on the log cabin study. I was supposed to have some fabric coming in, and it looks like it has gotten delayed until July. Not very happy about that, but you know, stranger things have happened. I was just hoping for something different to pull from rather than using some of the same batiks. Because even though I have quite a few batiks, some of them work better than others. And I feel like I've used a few of them several different times. So I was hoping to have something else to pull from. But we'll figure it out. But I definitely have to have, because I need a scheme and, you know, a color scheme to work with for these to make sure that I have, or to make sure that I can accomplish the patterns that I'm setting out for us. And there are some really cute log cabin patterns. Okay, so we're going to iron those open. All the blocks will be 12.5. The finish, they will be 12. So when we're done putting the blocks together, they're going to be 12.5 from edge to edge. Okay? When you get the blocks together, they're going to be 12. So finished, they will be 12. Unfinished, they are, I don't know what I was trying to do there. Unfinished, they are 12.5. So once you get them all together, they should measure 12.5 inches, so you can square them up to 12.5. If they are slightly under, and it happens, you can go to just a little bit of a smaller size. Just make them all consistent. So well, let's say they wind up being 12.25 inches instead of 12.5. Just make sure that all of them are 12.25. I don't know, I keep trying to put that on there. It's the talking and walking at the same time thing. So this one worked out pretty good, but what you're looking for is you want to try to get those points right up to the next one, so that this is, you know, paying attention to points. I actually did all right on this one. Got to the point. This one, I got it to the point, but if you look at this one, I went slightly over it, and that's okay. No one is grading. Now, if you put this into a contest, a competition, somebody might notice that point. But I don't know if you've looked at some of the competitions. I've seen where the points aren't always dead on accurate, but you shouldn't let that stop you from entering in contest. I say the more you enter, the more you're going to find out about yourself. The judges should be constructive in how they judge, and give you pointers or ideas on how to fix whatever it is that, you know, they've marked off for. So make sure that you're, stretching and getting out there and getting into some of these competitions. Maybe they're just local competitions, or maybe they're national or international, but don't be afraid to put your stuff out there, okay? It's a good way, like I said, to see, how you're doing, how someone else is seeing your work. And if they don't say something favorable, just don't worry about it. Because, sometimes people don't see things the way we do. I look at some of my work and I'm like, yeah, this is like dead on. And then sometimes I look at it, I'm like, what was I thinking? I think this last expo was probably the first time I'd ever put a quilt into something like that. Because most of the quilts I wind up doing, they go to family and friends, and I never see them again. Gone. Oh, did that funky. Okay. This one. Now, if you really want to make sure you're getting that point, that you're catching that point, you can take a pin and put it right where your point is, so that when you go over it with your needle that you're getting that point in there. So if you measure that, that should be, I'm gonna embarrass myself here, that should be 1/4 inch from the edge, and believe it or not, it is. Whew. At least I just didn't embarrass myself. So just that little point right there should help you find a way to keep track of where your 1/4 inch is from that point. And everyone knows you're not supposed to run over your pins, right? And everyone knows how bad I am about that. But I was at Tops the other day, and I do desperately need to take my machines in for cleaning, and so they have some coupons out right now where you can get 20% off the cleaning. And of course, pretty much all of my sewing machines are computer. The ones I want to have cleaned are computer, which means they're more expensive to get those cleaned. But it has to be done. And then, of course, I have to do without my machines for a little while they get them cleaned. The other thing I found out is Tops is having some really great sales on sewing machines. So if you are in the market for a new machine, they are definitely the people to talk to. Greg is amazing, and he will definitely work with you. And when I mean work with you, I mean he will, try to give you the best deal possible. They might even have financing available. I'm not sure. I think so. I think one of the ones I was looking at a few years ago, they said they could finance it. We wound up just paying outright for it. But anyways, just if you're looking for one or you need one cleaned, he's definitely the one to go talk to. And of course, you can find them on the website. I think he's mostly at the Lakewood Ranch one right now. Okay, we are coming right along there, getting these done. And believe it or not, we are almost done with these. We've got like 2 more panels, and then we are done. Done, done, done. How we doing? Oh, let's not iron over the top of that. That would not be good. Tops told me yesterday that it will take weeks to service or repair. Well, scary. Guess I better make sure I have, don't have any classes coming up, huh? See what size of the block's got that, and Tops got that, and Miss Janice is watching. Trying to make sure I'm getting to all my little messages. Listen, if you've asked a question and I have not answered it or made a comment on it, please ask it again. Sometimes I don't see them and they scroll up, or sometimes they just disappear altogether. That has happened, and then it pops up like later that night. So if I do see one pop up later, so if you're watching this and you have a question, or I didn't cover something that you needed covered, go ahead and ask the question at the end. Just make a comment at the end and it will pop up in my feed. I'll see it and I will answer it. And if it doesn't, you know, if you feel like it still hasn't answered it, then go ahead and private message me. I'm more than happy. I try really hard to keep track of all of the questions and things that pop up on there. In fact, I drive my husband crazy because it seems like I'm always checking my phone, even at dinner. Shame on me. I know. He gets a little frustrated with me too.
Not really.
Okay, he says not really, but I know better. All right, so this one, it just needs one more, and then this block is finished. And then we can square it up a little bit. For the most part, this is probably going to come out pretty darn close. But it doesn't hurt to put it under the knife just to make sure that it's exactly the way you want it. And then these have 2 more to go. Yeah, I was looking down at my pile of corners and I'm like, what? Why do I have so many? 2 there, 2 there, and 2 there. Yeah, because I didn't do both sides at one time. If you aren't on warranty, Bob Clouser. Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. Hey, anybody got a knife sharpener? I think we had that discussion about the knives. I haven't sent in my gingers yet to have them fixed, but I plan on it. And they're not expensive. It's like $12, I think. If you send it in, they'll do it for like 12 bucks. Plus, you know, you got to pay shipping. And I love my gingers. They're like amazing. In fact, I'm half tempted just to go and buy a new set. Only thing is the even the little, you know, thread snippies are way expensive. Hey, honey, what's for dinner? I was actually thinking fish. I think we got a little bit of rice left. Ooh, I know, fish and grits. Hey, that sounds good. I think I do have grits. So does anybody have any questions about the placements, or, you know, why am I not measuring this to make sure it's right? All right. So I was at a restaurant last night. We were picking up a to-go order for dinner last night, and you know, they were open. The dining room was open. I was so excited. It's like my favorite restaurant. Mexican. I like Panera too. Panera, Olive Garden. In fact, I don't think there's too many restaurants I don't enjoy. Okay, so here is one whole finished block from corner to corner, edge to edge. Let's get a little bit closer. Let's take a look at those points. Not too bad. I got a couple of little spots I nicked off there, but it actually looks pretty good, right? Okay. All right, so that's what we're aiming for, and we have about 3 more to finish up here. So let's get the irons done. Okay. Bob Clouser. I might have to get Bob's number. Does he do computerized ones? I assume he would. And actually, I think my brother might still be under warranty. I'm not sure. Thank you, Miss Kathy. I love it too. I love this one. I think it's going to be so pretty with this white background. after I did that one, you know, just trying to make sure I could accomplish the blocks. And I probably took about 2 or 3 days working on it, trying to make sure that I was going to be able to get the blocks right. But after I did it and did it in those colors, I was like, I don't like those colors very much. Ooh, one more. But I'm still gonna, I'll quilt it, I'll put it on eBay or Etsy and see if it'll, if somebody's interested in it. All right, get my little iron out of the way. Get that out of the way. We got 3 more corners and then we are done. Yay, how are we doing on time? Ooh, we're slightly over. I do have to say that we are probably going to spend more than an hour working on these. I said 3:30 to 4:30, but I can almost guarantee it's going to take us longer than that. So if you guys have to jump off for whatever reason, please don't worry about it. I understand completely. The sessions will be on YouTube and on my Facebook. I post the fabric requirements and the cutting instructions on Instagram and on Facebook. And then if I have any videos, I try to get them up on Facebook, but they're definitely going to be my YouTube. So make sure that you are subscribed to my YouTube so that you can get any new ones that pop up. And I will try to get those finished tonight for at least the next 2. And once again, I greatly appreciate any reviews that you give. Hopefully they're great reviews, but you know what? Reviews are reviews. So if you feel like you're not getting what you want out of it, you know, please feel free to put that on there. I want it to be as honest as possible. Pleasant too, hopefully. Okay, last one. This one kind of probably need to take an iron to it real quick. So let me just iron this out real quick. Bring you back over here. Okay. Oh, we got some hot fabric. Okay. Looks good. Last one. We're almost finished. I'll iron it out and then I'll show each one of you and then we should be done. So this is the easiest of the 4 blocks. Now the half Maltese, ooh, sorry guys, sorry about that. Come back over here with me. The half Maltese is probably my favorite block. I really didn't think I would like it as much as I did, but as soon as I saw it and started putting it together, I really like that block. I think there is so much I could do with that block. So I will probably put together some other patterns involving that Maltese, that half Maltese. And I am getting the hang of my designing program, and I'm really excited because I'm going to put some other things together that maybe we can do together as well. But I do realize that I need to think ahead and try to have things kind of going ahead of time, ahead of schedule. So as long as you guys bear with me, I think we can do this. And you know, it may come to a point where we're going to have to reschedule the sessions. And oh, cool. Okay. What did Melissa say? Did I miss something? What are the size of these blocks? I like big. Yeah, I like big blocks too. I'm sorry, I didn't even see that, Miss Melissa. I do. I like big blocks. I like it when I can get it finished quickly with a big, beautiful block, because then I can move on to the next thing. And I think it's neat. I was looking at one. Somebody was showing me a quote last night. Miss Susan, I think, was showing me one last night. It was the Farmer's Daughter, I think. And it kind of reminded me of the Dear Jane. Is that the name of it? Anyways, which I've been working on the Farmer's Wife book, and I haven't actually gotten very far on it, as far as I would like to, anyways. And those are great, but they're very small blocks. They're like, you know, this big, and they take a long time, and you have to have a lot of them. And so I kind of favor the large blocks. All right, so here we go. This is one of my favorites. I really like that one. This one is the block where it's kind of set, kind of cattywampus. So we could do it either way. We could set it this way or we could do it this way. And then this is the one with the actual name of the quilt in it. So Polynesia. And I do like that one. I like that it's, you know, kind of bright and sunny and yellowy. Okay. And then, of course, there's my star. My starfish and the little part of my seahorse down there. But I really like the passport stamp and the little sand dollar at the bottom. No, it's not a sand dollar. Passport stamp and that other, whatever that other little stamp is. So that was what I loved about that one. All right. And so the only thing left to do is to go ahead and, you know, just square those up, cut off the dog ears, and you're ready for the very next one. So let's set these aside and get ready for the next one. All right, so I will post all of the cutting instructions right after this. I will have it up for you. And again, if you would like me to email you the templates, which I'll load them with it as well, but if you need me to email them to you, I'm happy to do it. I have a good version of it. The ones I do that I post are just with my phone, but just give me your email address, send it to me again, and I will make sure I get that out to you. I'm happy to do it, but I do need an email address, so give me that. Whether you're watching now, right now while the live is going on, or whether you're watching later on your TV or your phone or whatever, maybe later tonight or in the next couple of days. But you know, just go ahead and send me your email address. I'll zip it right out to you. I'll send you, if I haven't already sent you today's, I'll send you today's and tomorrow's, and then tomorrow morning I'm going to send you the ones for the next day. Okay? All right. So you guys, it was fantabulous. Thank you so much. I so enjoyed it. What do we got down here? Lori, yeah, it was Lori Holt. Yeah, Farm Girl. Vintage block of the month. You know, she showed me those and they were just so stinking adorable. I absolutely fell in love with them the minute I saw them. The colors were fun and vibrant and just really, really cute. But, you know, I started the farmer one and I even, you know, would buy little scraps of fabric to do it. And the problem is once I get started and then I get sidetracked by something else and I don't get back to it. So these really cute small blocks kind of gets tossed to the wayside. Hopefully I'll get back into it because I'd really like to see me finish that one. And I do have another book, the Bible one. That one, I can't wait to start that, but that'll be much later as well. I'm not going to get to that one right away. But anyways, y'all, it was fun. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to private message me or just comment right on here. Again, like I said, I will see it, but probably it'd be easier if you private message me because then I can get that right away. It'll pop right into my feed. Let me know about any templates you need. I know I've got at least 2 or 3 people already scheduled for the templates. And again, these are free. I'm not charging you for these. I will send them right out to you. Just do me a favor and don't claim them as your own, okay? That's all I ask. All right. Well, you guys have a wonderful night. Enjoy your dinners, whatever you decide to make. And I hope things are going well. And if there's anything I can do for you, if you just need some prayer or something, you know, just private message me, call me, whatever. I'm here for you. All right. Listen, guys, love you. And I will see you tomorrow, 3:30. Mwah.